maelstrom of global finance, where towering glass giants scrap for every ounce of control, a silent coup is unfolding. A seismic shift so potent it could redraw the lines of economic power forever. Picture this. You're standing at the precipice of something monumental. China's latest chess move in its long game against the West, the launch of their digital currency, the digital yuan. And this isn't just some inconsequential ripple in an ocean of change. We're talking about a staggering $1. 2 trillion waves crashing onto shores worldwide. Now, I want you to imagine a world where Beijing holds the reins to global finance and commerce, no longer is Wall Street king. The colossal behemoth that is SWIFT, which has been acting as the central nervous system for international money transfers for decades, now stands threatened by China's audacious plan. The Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, or SWIFT as it's commonly known. An entity once thought invincible, is facing its most significant challenge yet from an unexpected adversary. China's digital yuan. Yes, my friend, you heard it right. China has decided to cut ties with SWIFT entirely and go all in on their homegrown solution. A blockchain-based wonder child that's ready to take center stage. China's strategy? Simple but ingenious. They're leveraging technology that feels like it belongs in science fiction. A digitized currency regulated by advanced algorithms and cryptography to challenge American financial dominance directly. It's not only disrupting traditional banking norms, but also sending shockwaves throughout the geopolitical landscape. But what does this mean for us? For our economies, our jobs, our lives? And more importantly, can America stop this tectonic shift before it upends everything we know about modern economics? This story isn't just about numbers on a screen. It's about national pride and global power dynamics. About blockchain wizards battling old-school bankers. About East versus West in a thrilling new chapter of international finance. The digital yuan is not merely a currency. It's a declaration of intent from China to the rest of the world. We're ready to play, and we're playing to win. So, buckle up, we're about to embark on an exhilarating journey through the labyrinthine corridors of global finance, filled with intrigue, suspense, high-stakes gambles, and power plays that could determine the future course of our world. In this gripping tale where David meets Goliath in the financial arena, one question remains unanswered. Can the U.S. hold this unstoppable force? Or will it watch as its reign over global economics gradually ebbs away into history? Let's dive in together. Imagine this. You're strolling in the vibrant streets of Beijing. With a quick scan from your phone, you buy a steaming dumpling from a street vendor. No cash, no credit card, just digital yuan. You've just become part of an economic revolution that is quietly brewing right under our noses. The global embrace of China's digital currency. Remember SWIFT? That cumbersome, almost archaic system through which most international transactions pass? Well, China is cutting it out of its equation entirely, and it has everyone on edge. Picture $1, $2 trillion, a number so large it makes your head spin, flowing globally every day without the U.S. getting even a whiff of the transactions taking place. Now let's talk about practical cases, because theory can only take us so far. Let's board an imaginary flight to Africa, a continent where Chinese influence is growing at an unprecedented pace. As China pours billions into infrastructure development across Africa, imagine these countries starting to transact directly with China using digital yuan instead of going through SWIFT and converting their local currencies into dollars first. It would be cheaper, faster, and more efficient for them. Or consider Venezuela, an oil-rich country crushed under U.S. sanctions. But what if they could trade their crude oil directly with China using digital yuan? Suddenly those yuan sanctions don't bite as hard anymore. You see where I'm heading here? By sidestepping SWIFT, not only does China make itself immune to financial sanctions by the US or Europe, but it also provides an alternative global trading channel for other countries feeling the pinch of such restrictions. The question lingering in everyone's mind now, can the U.S. do anything about this seemingly unstoppable force? Or will we watch as our dominance over global economics gradually fades away like yesterday's news? Our journey has just begun. Stick around as we delve deeper into this fascinating shift in economic power dynamics. Just imagine for a moment, you're in the heart of Beijing. The rhythmic hum of conversation surrounds you. Locals bartering and bustling about their day. You reach into your pocket and pull out not a wad of RMBs, but your smartphone. With a few taps, you've paid for your dim sum lunch with digital yuan. No SWIFT required. Indeed, China's audacious leap from traditional banking systems to its own digital currency is like watching an unfolding drama, unpredictable yet intriguing. But this isn't some distant future scenario. It's happening right now. Remember when telegrams were replaced by emails? This feels eerily similar, only it's the $1. 2 trillion digital yuan attempting to eclipse the dollar-dominated SWIFT system, our beloved telegram of international finances. Let me illustrate this with an example. Venezuela actively started using digital yuan to bypass UN as sanctions in 2020, an early sign that nations are willing to adapt to maintain economic resilience. Now think about Alibaba and Tencent, the tech mammoths who are no strangers to online payment systems such as Alipay and WeChat Pay. They're already on board this rocket ship that is the digital yuan, ready for liftoff. But what does all this mean for Uncle Sam? Well, it seems like he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, with China's rise threatening his monetary sovereignty while also offering him an exciting new playground of possibilities. And here's something else. It's not just about money transfers anymore. It's about data to the control over transaction data. Could shift geopolitical balances even further in favor of those who master these new financial technologies first. The game has changed, dear friend, and if there's anything we've learned from history, it doesn't do well to ignore change tides or underestimate opponents, even if they're halfway across the globe, brewing tea while plotting global economic disruption. So can America stop China? Maybe. But the real question is, should they? Or rather, could this be the wake-up call needed to spur their own digital currency innovation? The answer lies not in resisting change, but in embracing it, being part of the revolution rather than being swept away by it. Imagine you're a small business owner in California. You've been dealing with Chinese suppliers for years, paying and receiving payments through the SWIFT system. It's not perfect. There are fees, delays, and occasional errors, but it's something you're used to. Then one day your supplier sends an email. Let's switch to digital yuan payments. It's faster and cheaper. At first glance, it seems logical. Who wouldn't want to save time and costs? But then again, how would this change impact your business? And what does it mean for the U.S. economy at large? This is not just a hypothetical scenario. As China pushes its digital yuan overseas, a move that could potentially bypass SWIFT, the implications are enormous. The $1, 2 trillion remittance market is on the line here if other countries follow suit. Take El Salvador as an example. They have made Bitcoin legal tender alongside their national currency. An unprecedented move showing that digital currencies are gaining acceptance worldwide. But what does all of this mean for America? Well, imagine if more countries start embracing digital currencies like China's digital yuan or Bitcoin, instead of relying on the dollar. Suddenly we find ourselves in uncharted waters where traditional economic powers might be redefined. The U.S. has always been at the forefront of technological innovation but has so far lagged behind in digital currency development. However, this doesn't necessarily imply doom and gloom. Quite the contrary, this could be an opportunity, a wake-up call for America to lead another technological revolution. In fact, some believe that a U.S.-backed digital currency could strengthen our financial systems while making transactions quicker, cheaper, and more transparent. And isn't that what we all want? Right now, though, things remain uncertain. What we do know is that with China cutting SWIFT out of its picture and pushing its digital yuan globally, it's no longer business as usual. So whether you're a small business owner or just an interested observer, it's clear. The race is on, and as we watch how things unfold, one thing is for sure. the world of finance and economic power structures are in for quite a ride. The curtain rises on Act 4 of our financial thriller, where China's digital yuan threatens to redefine the global economic stage. Picture this. You're sitting in a bustling cafe in Beijing, paying for your cappuccino using digital yuan through an app on your phone. No banks involved, no SWIFT system to navigate in. Now imagine this same scene playing out all over the globe. From Tokyo to Toronto, Buenos Aires to Berlin. That's the world China envisions with its $1, 2 trillion digital yuan project, an economic revolution that could derail America's financial hegemony. Let's take a step back and understand why this is significant. The Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, or SWIFT, forms the backbone of international finance today. It's like the Internet of Money, connecting over 11,000 banking organizations across more than 200 countries and territories. But here's where things get interesting. The U.S., by virtue of its dominance over SWIFT, has been able to exert considerable influence globally. Sanctions against Iran? Made possible by cutting off their access to SWIFT. Want to keep tabs on North Korea? Monitor their SWIFT activity. China's move away from SWIFT isn't just about convenience. It's a strategic maneuver aimed at reducing American control over global finance. And if other nations follow suit, well, then we're talking about a seismic shift in economic power dynamics. Take Venezuela as an example. Battered by sanctions and cut off from SWIFT, they've already started experimenting with the digital yuan for oil transactions. A glimpse into what might become commonplace if China's vision pans out. So can America stop it? That's difficult to say without delving into geopolitics. But let me leave you with this thought. In an increasingly interconnected world where technological prowess is critical currency, trying to halt progress may not be as effective as joining the race and shaping it from within the race and shaping it from within. As each day unfolds, the financial chessboard is being rearranged. China's digital yuan could be a game changer, or it might fizzle out. But one thing's for certain. The status quo of global finance won't remain unchallenged. So grab your popcorn and watch this space, because this show is far from over. From the rising sun of the East, a new dawn is breaking in global finance. The dragon China is uncoiling its might. And this time, it's not just about economic growth rates or manufacturing prowess. It's about redefining the very essence of money and how it circulates around our planet. With $1, 2 trillion digital yuan now in play, they have cut ties with SWIFT, the lifeline of international transactions, and are marching ahead on their own digital path. As you ponder over what this means for us as individuals and nations, remember that we're not merely talking about technology updates or payment convenience here. We're staring at one of history's most significant shifts in global power dynamics. A shift that can potentially redefine politics, economics, and social structures worldwide. The U.S., like any other nation enjoying its turn under the sun, isn't likely to watch silently as China redraws the financial map. But can they really stop it? While America has been dilly-dallying with its own digital currency development, China has taken big strides forward, not only creating, but also successfully testing out their digital yuan. As we navigate these uncharted waters together, let me remind you, change is never easy or smooth sailing, but it is inevitable. The empires of old fell when they couldn't adapt to the changing times. Those who will survive and thrive in this new era are those who understand that change is coming and make timely adaptations. But before panic sets in, brace yourself. It's not all doom and gloom as much as we fear uncertainty. And there's plenty of that going around right now. We must also remember that every major shift throughout history has carved out opportunities for those daring enough to seize them. This could be your chance to ride a wave that may catapult you into an entirely new realm of possibilities, if you play your cards right. So don't sit back passively, equip yourself with knowledge. Keep a keen eye on the horizon, and be prepared to pivot. This isn't just about nations. It's also about you and me and how we respond to these changes. Remember, every end is but a new beginning in disguise. The sun may be setting on an old financial order, but it's also heralding the rise of a new one one where digitization dictates the rules. As this drama unfolds on the global stage, grab your popcorn indeed. But don't just watch, participate. In conclusion, let me leave you with this thought. We stand at the precipice of change, a moment that will be etched in history books for generations to come. And as they say, fortune favors the bold, so are you ready to leap into this brave new world? Because ready or not, the future is here and it's digital.